Young and the Restless spoilers next week. Audra sets up Kyle and disaster strikes at party. So, we're going to talk about Audra, about Kyle, about Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, stressing over Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland's return and what she has to say, and some huge trouble coming at Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott's birthday bash. Alright, so at the end of this week, we've got Diane and her son Kyle having a heart-to-heart, and Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, a big topic they're discussing along with Audra. Right now, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane are planning their honeymoon, the one they never had when they got married. They're going to be leaving town and are going to stay away for several weeks unless something happens to mess that up. So we'll see how that goes. Young and the Restless spoilers, Diane worries. But Kyle getting into trouble while they're gone is a major source of stress for Diane. She's very worried about their son. Kyle, meanwhile, reassures her it's going to be fine. But what Diane sees is that he's getting all tangled up and obsessed with Audra again because of these cryptic threats she's been making about this cosmetics company startup, which I don't know why he even cares. Well, bad writing. But Kyle promised Mama Diane nothing with Audra Charles will cause a problem for Jabot while they're gone. But Diane also knows Claire doesn't want him getting close to Audra either. And it could mess up their relationship. So his mom is pressing, and Kyle admits to Diane that sometimes he feels like he's a lot like Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Not a good thing, right? And he wonders if he can be the good guy that Claire wants and needs. And of course, Diane gets it. She actually says she has a lot in common with Claire since they both have sketchy pasts, and they've tried to move past it. She said that she and Claire have actually talked about it. And then Kyle admits that he also has to fight his darker impulses. But the bottom line, at the core of it, he hates having to be nice to Victor because of Claire, and he doesn't think this whole party thing and the grand gesture that she wants to make is going to make any dent. And I agree. Young and the Restless. Audra's new scheme against or with Kyle. So, at the end of this week's last episode, Kyle gets a text from Audra. And in case you didn't know, Victor did send her a little bit of the funding for her new company because Audra convinced Victor she's making progress towards breaking up Kyle and Claire, but she is not. So Audra asked Kyle to come meet her for a drink. She has an idea to run by him. Diane sees the text message and she's worried, but Kyle says, "Look, I already know Audra's trying to set a trap. But he's going to go meet her anyway because he wants to know what's going on. He thinks he can turn this around, flip the script, use this as an opportunity for him." Young and the Restless spoilers. Audra comes clean? So, next week, Kyle goes and he meets with Audra, who makes a proposal that she seems to think is going to be a win-win. Now maybe she's selling Victor out, or maybe Audra's playing mind games with Kyle, or she's trying to team up with Kyle to run some sort of, con on Victor. And it's possible Audra might plot to slip Kyle a drug in his drink, or something like that. Or Audra may come clean, and tell Kyle Victor wants her to break him and Claire Grace up. Maybe Audra sees she can't do what Victor wants, and she's looking for some sort of workaround. I mean, maybe Audra thinks if she tells Kyle that he'll agree to do a fake split with Claire to try and out Victor, and reveal what he's doing. Maybe she's going to offer to ally with him if the Abbotts fund her company, or bring her company under the Jabot label, something. We'll see how it goes. Audra is always sketchy, and right now Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, has got a very close eye on her, and I don't think she's aware of that. And Audra better be careful, or she's going to mess around and lose her man on Young and the Restless. YandR spoilers. Tracy Abbott returns to Genoa City. So also next week, as Jack mentioned, Tracy is coming home from New York. He also mentioned Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, coming, but we haven't seen that confirmed yet. We just know that Beth Maitland is confirmed back. So this is the first time Tracy has been back to Genoa City since her lying psycho fiancé Martin Laurent was exposed as Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford's kidnapper. And Diane is nervous about Tracy and Ashley's reactions to the makeover she gave to the Abbott house. So when Diane asks what she thinks, Tracy says the redo left her speechless. Now that could be stunned silence because she thinks Diane did an awful job, or Tracy might be stunned into silence because of how great it looks. Very cryptic. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, doesn't like it. He feels like Diane wiped away their father John Abbott, formerly Jerry Douglas' presence from the house. But I think Tracy might be okay with it. Now, Ashley, on the other hand, might be the person Diane should worry about because she hates everything Jack's wife does. So we'll wait and see what her reaction is. Young and the Restless. Michael Baldwin quits, Victor Newman fumes. And also, at the end of this week, Nikki has dinner with Lauren Fenmore, Tracy Bregman, over at the GCAC, and she's showing off the pretty locket that Victor got her as an early birthday gift. Then Lauren drops a bombshell and warns her that Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc's quitting, and he went to tell Victor. And of course, Nikki's very worried because Michael the only person that reins in Victor's worst impulses. As we all know, Nikki caves and lets Victor get away with everything. Nikki is his top enabler, but Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, right behind him. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, in there. Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, more likely to push back. But the whole Newman family really needs to just stage some sort of attitude intervention and get Victor under control. But then again, that may not ever be possible. Young and the restless, Victor rages. So when Jack shows up and sees Nikki with Lauren, he agrees. Yeah, Michael's doing the right thing. Nikki heads off to check in with an irate Victor. We'll see if she can talk him out of his temper fit, but I doubt it. He's upset he has lost his sneaky lawyer and top co-conspirator, Michael. And Victor's also angry because Audra's not done what she promised. Michael said the Abbotts rooted out all their spies and fired them from Jabot. So, that has the mustache fuming. Claire's still dating Kyle, and now Michael has quit on him. So, Victor's ranting at Nikki, and he tells her never say Michael's name again. I'm assuming Lauren and Michael are going to be at the party. So that's going to be a little awkward. YandR spoilers. Chaos expected at Nikki's birthday bash. And next week that is the big shift of focus. It's all about the big party for Nikki. Now, Claire is supposed to be planning it with Victor, but it happens to be Victoria meeting with party planner Pietro, played by Queer Eye's Jai Rodriguez. So, Victoria tells Pietro she wants this night to be special for her mom, Nikki, and promises Nikki's party is going to go down as one of Genoa City's most legendary events. Now, Pietro is probably right, but not for the reasons he thinks. It's not going to be for the discussion the party favors, the punch. The open City bar is about to get hotter than ever next week, as the young and the restless ramps up the drama. One socialite party is about to turn into chaos, relationships will be tested, and secrets that should have stayed buried are ready to explode. Central to the mayhem is Kyle Abbott, whose romantic and professional life is teetering on a knife's edge thanks to none other than Audra. Here's a deep dive into the shocking events coming next week, and why this party could change everything in Genoa City. Audra's plan takes shape. Audra, the clever and resourceful newcomer, has been quietly making waves in Genoa City. While she's outwardly charming and social, behind her perfectly polished smile lies a strategic mind that isn't afraid to stir the pot. Next week, viewers will see Audra take matters into her own hands as she orchestrates a setup that targets none other than Kyle Abbott. The setup begins innocently enough. A glamorous charity party at one of the city's most luxurious venues. Audra, who has been seen cozying up to Kyle in recent episodes, invites him under the guise of a networking opportunity. But Audra's intentions are far from professional. She's scheming, and she knows exactly how to exploit the tensions in Kyle's personal and professional life. According to insiders, Audra's plan is simple yet devious. Put Kyle in a situation where he's forced to make impossible choices, all while ensuring the fallout will be public and embarrassing. And if Kyle thinks he can outmaneuver her, he's in for a rude awakening. Audra thrives on chaos, and this party will be her masterpiece. Kyle's night of worries. Kyle Abbott is already dealing with a whirlwind of stress. Between family obligations, the pressures of running Jabot, and complicated romantic entanglements, he barely has time to breathe. And yet, Kyle seems blind to Audra's manipulations, at least for now. As the party kicks off, Kyle is dressed to impress, unaware that every move he makes is being subtly orchestrated by Audra. She's carefully placed allies, instigators, and even unsuspecting enemies around him. The plan? To create a scenario where Kyle's decisions will backfire in the most dramatic way possible. One of the first sparks of trouble comes when Kyle attempts to mingle with both business associates and family friends. Audra ensures that some of Kyle's professional rivals are in attendance, ready to pounce on any misstep. Meanwhile, personal tensions bubble as past grievances with family members and romantic interests begin to resurface. A party-turned disaster. What starts as an elegant soiree soon descends into a full-blown disaster. Genoa City viewers can expect chaos in multiple forms. First, there's the social and professional fallout. Kyle is put on the spot, facing questions he isn't prepared to answer, and forced to navigate the tricky waters of office politics in front of a live audience. One wrong word could cost him deals, friendships, and his already fragile reputation. Then there's the romantic angle. Kyle's complicated love life is set to collide spectacularly at this party. Past flames, current interests, and hidden admirers are all present, and tensions reach a boiling point. Audra has planted seeds of doubt and suspicion that are about to grow into full-blown arguments. Jealousy, betrayal, and secret alliances will be revealed, leaving hearts broken and egos bruised. The final straw comes when an unexpected guest, whose presence nobody anticipated, arrives and stirs even more trouble. Their arrival triggers a chain reaction of confrontations that leaves the Abbott family and their friends scrambling to contain the fallout. And as if that weren't enough, a scandalous secret involving one of Kyle's closest allies is revealed in front of everyone, escalating the situation from uncomfortable to catastrophic. The fallout you can't miss. In true Genoa City fashion, the drama doesn't end when the party does. The aftermath of Audra's setup will ripple across multiple storylines, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Kyle will be forced to confront not only the embarrassment and professional setbacks caused by the party, but also the realization that someone close to him has been manipulating events for their own gain. Family members are likely to clash in the coming episodes, as alliances shift and loyalties are tested. Will Kyle be able to repair the damage, or will he find himself isolated at the very moment he needs support the most? The party's fallout also promises to spark new rivalries and romantic entanglements, with unexpected consequences for several key characters. Audra, meanwhile, will bask in the chaos she's created. But in Genoa City, karma has a way of catching up, and viewers can expect that her clever plan may have unintended consequences of its own. In true soap opera fashion, the person pulling the strings is never fully safe. Fan theories and predictions. Speculation about the party has already begun among fans online, with many debating just how far Audra is willing to go to achieve her goals. Will she reveal Kyle's secrets publicly? Could a physical confrontation break out? Or will the disaster be emotional rather than tangible? Fans are especially curious about Kyle's reaction. Will he confront Audra directly, or will he try to salvage the situation quietly, only to dig himself into a deeper hole? Some viewers also speculate that the party may be the catalyst for new alliances and romantic developments. With tensions running high, it's possible that unexpected pairings may emerge from the chaos, setting the stage for new love triangles or bitter rivalries. One thing is certain: next week's episodes promise some of the most intense drama YandR has delivered this season. Why this storyline matters? This storyline is a perfect example of why The Young and the Restless continues to captivate audiences. It combines the elements that fans crave: scheming, romance, family drama, and high-stakes social scenarios. By focusing on Kyle Abbott, who has always been a fan favorite, the show is able to blend long-term character development with fresh, unexpected twists. Audra's introduction adds a new layer of intrigue, demonstrating how a single character can dramatically alter the dynamics of the show. Her manipulations serve as a reminder that in Genoa City, no one is safe, and even the most calculated plans can spiral out of control in the blink of an eye. What to watch for next week? Viewers should pay close attention to the party scenes, as they are likely to feature some of the most intense confrontations of the season. Keep an eye on Kyle's interactions, Audra's subtle manipulations, and the arrival of surprise guests that will upend the evening. Emotional breakdowns, confessions, and shocking revelations are all on the agenda, making this storyline essential viewing. Next week promises to deliver a whirlwind of emotions: laughter, tears, anger, and maybe even a few moments of triumph. But one thing is for sure: the fallout from Audra's setup will leave its mark on Kyle Abbott and the rest of Genoa City, and viewers won't want to miss a single moment of the chaos. Conclusion: The Young and the Restless next week is all about strategy, romance, and disaster. Audra's setup for Kyle Abbott shows just how dangerous and cunning she can be, and the party she orchestrates is destined to be one of the most talked-about events in Genoa City history. From romantic entanglements to professional setbacks and family confrontations, the ripple effects of this evening will be felt for weeks to come. Genoa City is once again on the brink of chaos, and at the center of the storm is none other than Diane Jenkins. The longtime Newman associate and schemer has always walked a fine line between power and peril, but lately, her usually unshakable confidence seems to be faltering. Viewers of The Young and the Restless have noticed Diane's unusual unease in recent episodes, sparking speculation about what could possibly rattle someone as composed and calculating as she is. It all started with subtle hints. Diane, typically the life of the party or the mastermind behind a boardroom maneuver, has been pacing more than usual, checking her phone obsessively, and keeping her cards close to her chest. Those who know her well, particularly Nikki Newman and Victoria Newman, have noticed her distracted demeanor. Diane isn't the kind of woman who lets fear show, but there's something gnawing at her. And in Genoa City, when Diane Jenkins is worried, it usually means trouble is looming for everyone. Family tensions ignite. Part of Diane's current anxiety stems from the ever-complicated Newman family dynamics. With Victor Newman constantly scheming and Nikki struggling to maintain peace within the family, Diane has found herself in a precarious position. While she's not exactly part of the inner circle anymore, her past dealings with the Newmans and her deep understanding of Victor's strategic mind mean she is always in the crosshairs. Recent episodes have revealed Diane overhearing a conversation between Victor and Adam Newman that left her unsettled. Victor is known for making moves no one sees coming, and Diane, despite her experience, could sense the subtle threat. She knows Victor doesn't take kindly to loose ends, and lately, it seems she might be one. For someone who has always thrived on leverage and cunning, feeling powerless is a rare and unnerving experience. Adding to her tension, Diane's complicated history with business rivalries has resurfaced. A new player in Genoa City's business world is shaking up deals in ways Diane isn't used to seeing. This individual has eyes on some of Diane's most prized assets, and the potential of losing her grip on certain ventures is clearly unsettling her. The usually fearless businesswoman is suddenly second-guessing her strategies, and viewers are left wondering if Diane Jenkins is finally out of her depth, or if she's merely plotting a masterstroke in disguise. A friend in need or a rival in disguise. Diane's friendships in Genoa City have always been complicated. Her alliances tend to be strategic rather than emotional, but even the shrewdest alliances can crumble under pressure. Sharon Newman, one of Diane's longtime friends and occasional confidant, has noticed Diane's distraction and tried to offer support. But Diane's suspicious nature has made her wary of even those closest to her. In recent scenes, Sharon approached Diane with concern, gently probing into what's been weighing on her mind. Diane, true to form, deflected, citing vague business worries and personal stress. However, Sharon knows Diane well enough to see the cracks in her armor. Sharon's attempts to help may inadvertently push Diane further into secrecy, leaving audiences to wonder. Is Diane preparing to confide in someone, or is she preparing to strike first to protect herself? Meanwhile, Diane has her eye on a few potential rivals. Chelsea Lawson, always ambitious and strategic, has begun encroaching on Diane's territory in subtle ways. While Chelsea may not realize the full extent of Diane's influence, Diane certainly does, and her concern is mounting. A confrontation seems inevitable, and viewers can anticipate sparks flying as Diane confronts challenges both in the boardroom and in her personal life. Romantic complications add fuel to the fire. Of course, no Genoa City drama would be complete without romance complicating matters. Diane's love life has always been a roller coaster, and recent hints suggest she may be reconsidering some old feelings. Her interactions with Nick Newman, though brief and seemingly casual, have raised eyebrows among fans. Diane's careful calculation means she rarely lets her emotions override strategy, but the slightest emotional entanglement could complicate her current worries exponentially. Additionally, Diane's history with other Genoa City men, including Adam and even a resurfacing flame from her past, may come back to haunt her. Love, in Diane's case, has never been simple. It's usually a game, and games are meant to be won. But right now, Diane may be facing a situation where the heart and mind collide, creating more anxiety than she's used to managing. Genoa City's secrets threaten to surface. Perhaps the most pressing reason for Diane's concern is the fragile nature of Genoa City's secrets. Over the years, Diane has been privy to some of the city's most explosive revelations. From hidden affairs to corporate betrayals, she knows more than most, and she also knows the price of exposure. With Detective Burrow's investigation into recent Newman family turmoil gaining traction, Diane may fear that some long-buried truths could resurface at any moment. It's a delicate balance. Diane wants to stay informed, maintain leverage, and protect herself, but every move she makes leaves her exposed in some way. The suspense is palpable, and fans are left guessing. Will Diane preemptively strike, or will she scramble to contain the fallout? What does the future hold for Diane Jenkins? The coming weeks on the young and the restless promise intense drama for Diane Jenkins. Her worries are not unfounded. Genoa City is a dangerous place for anyone whose past can be used against them. While Diane has always been a survivor, Even the strongest players face moments of vulnerability. Her current unease could be a precursor to major storylines, including corporate battles, romantic entanglements, and shocking confrontations with longtime adversaries. Diane's journey is a reminder of the precarious nature of power in Genoa City. She is clever, resourceful, and resilient, but the combination of family drama, rivalries, and secrets might just test her limits. Fans can expect to see Diane navigate treacherous waters, perhaps revealing a more vulnerable side of her character that has rarely been explored. In conclusion, Diane Jenkins' recent worry is more than a simple moment of doubt. It's a sign that Genoa City's intricate web of drama is tightening around her. Her next moves will be crucial, not only for her own survival, but for the balance of power in the city itself. Whether she chooses to act strategically, confide in an ally, or confront a rival, Diane's storyline is poised to deliver edge-of-your-seat drama that fans won't want to miss. One thing is certain. When Diane Jenkins is worried, Genoa City should be very buzzing with secrets, schemes, and shifting alliances, and no one seems to embody this tension more than Audra. The young, ambitious, and increasingly unpredictable woman has recently taken center stage in a web of intrigue that could either make or break the lives of those around her. But the question on everyone's mind is this. Is Audra plotting against Kyle, or is she secretly working with him? Audra's sudden rise to influence in Genoa City has left a trail of curiosity and suspicion. Long perceived as someone trying to find her place in a world dominated by Newman and Abbott power plays, Audra has been quietly assembling resources, allies, and leverage. The latest twist involves Kyle Abbott, a man who has been juggling his own personal and professional crises. Kyle has long struggled with identity, family pressures, and a desire to prove himself outside of the shadows cast by his father and sister. For weeks, Audra has been seen around Kyle more often than usual. At first glance, it seems like a casual friendship, shared coffee, a supportive ear, and friendly conversations in the boardroom. But in Genoa City, nothing is ever casual. Observers have noticed the sparks of strategy behind her smiles, the fleeting looks that suggest calculations beyond the surface. Is Audra truly aligning with Kyle, or is she exploiting his vulnerabilities for her own agenda? Audra's motivations are complex. On one hand, she has legitimate grievances against several key players in the city's corporate and social elite. The Newman family, with their tight grip on empire, and the Abbotts, with their stubborn business dominance, have left little room for newcomers like her to assert influence. Her alliance with Kyle could be a genuine attempt to find a partner who shares her vision, or at least someone she can manipulate to achieve her goals. The evidence for a potential betrayal is strong. Audra has been discreetly meeting with Victor Newman's rivals, sharing subtle tips, and gathering insider information that could destabilize Kyle's recent business ventures. Sources close to the Abbott family have noticed inconsistencies in her behavior, particularly around discussions of upcoming mergers and acquisitions. Her charm, persuasive skills, and uncanny ability to read people make her a dangerous player. If Audra chooses to act against Kyle, it could spell disaster not just for him, but for anyone aligned with him. Yet there is a compelling counterargument. Audra may actually be working with Kyle. Her intelligence, resourcefulness, and knack for strategic thinking could make her the perfect partner in his efforts to assert independence from family pressures. Recent scenes hint at subtle coordination between the two, small gestures, shared looks during meetings, and a mutual understanding that goes beyond professional courtesy. Kyle's recent decisions have been bolder, hinting that someone may be feeding him crucial insights. Could that someone be Audra? The drama intensifies with Chelsea's involvement. Kyle's ex-lover has been keeping a watchful eye on Audra's influence over him, growing increasingly concerned about her motives. Chelsea's instincts are usually sharp, and her warnings carry weight, but in Genoa City, even the best-laid plans are subject to misdirection. Chelsea's interference could backfire, inadvertently pushing Kyle closer to Audra's orbit. This raises the question, is Audra manipulating Chelsea's suspicions to her advantage, or is she genuinely aligning with Kyle while keeping Chelsea in check? Adding another layer of complexity is the upcoming Abbott Gala, a high-profile event that could serve as the stage for Audra's next move. Rumors swirl about a major revelation that could alter corporate alliances and romantic entanglements alike. Audra's careful preparation suggests she plans to use the gala as a turning point. Will she expose secrets that weaken Kyle, positioning herself as a power broker against him? Or will she engineer a stunning public display of unity, solidifying her partnership with him and catching everyone else off guard? Audra's personality is key to understanding her potential trajectory. She thrives in ambiguity, enjoying the thrill of uncertainty and control. Her charm masks a fierce intellect and a relentless drive to succeed. She's the type who can make allies and enemies within the same breath, leaving observers questioning her loyalty at every turn. If anyone can navigate the treacherous waters of Genoa City with finesse, it's Audra. But the question remains, will she choose collaboration or confrontation? Kyle's position is equally precarious. His desire to assert authority and independence often conflicts with his trust issues and the lingering influence of family expectations. Aligning with Audra could provide him with the support he needs to make bold moves, yet trusting her blindly could be his undoing. His internal struggle is palpable, torn between skepticism and the temptation to embrace an ally who seems willing to play the long game. Kyle's instincts have been tested repeatedly, and history shows that his decisions often carry both opportunity and risk in equal measure. Meanwhile, Genoa City's gossip mill is in overdrive. Residents and media outlets are buzzing with speculation about the nature of Audra and Kyle's relationship. Is it romantic, strategic, or dangerously manipulative? Social gatherings, casual conversations, and office rumors are all amplifying the uncertainty. Every interaction between Audra and Kyle is dissected for hidden meaning. In a city where appearances are as crucial as intentions, perception may become just as important as reality. Audra's next steps will likely hinge on timing, leverage, and the reactions of those around her. A misstep could expose her schemes and alienate potential allies, while a calculated move could solidify her position as a major player in Genoa City's power structure. Whether she ultimately betrays Kyle or collaborates with him may depend on the evolving dynamics of trust, ambition, and personal gain, forces that are always in flux in this city. As viewers watch this drama unfold, one thing is clear. Audra is not a character to be underestimated. Her intelligence, cunning, and willingness to take calculated risks make her a wild card. The storyline's tension lies in the ambiguity. The uncertainty about her true intentions keeps fans on the edge of their seats, guessing what's coming next. Every glance, every whispered conversation, and every decision could signal loyalty or treachery. In conclusion, Audra's role in Genoa City is both unpredictable and captivating. She stands at a crossroads, her next move capable of redefining her relationship with Kyle and altering the balance of power in the city. Whether she emerges as a trusted ally or a dangerous adversary remains to be seen. One thing is certain. In The Young and the Restless, where alliances are fragile and betrayal is never far away, Audra's game-changing presence guarantees high-stakes drama that will leave audiences eager for the next shocking twist. As Audra and Kyle navigate the treacherous waters of trust, ambition, and desire, fans are left asking the same question over and over. Is she genuinely working with him, or is she plotting behind his back? In Genoa City, the line between friend and foe is razor-thin, and Audra is walking it like a masterful tightrope artist, thrilling viewers with every precarious step.